Welcome to Lucien Erebus, the channel where we uncover the shadows of society and dive deep into the truths they don't want you to see. Today, we're tackling an issue that affects millions of people across France and beyond. Low-emission zones, commonly known as LEZs, and the infamous critère sticker. You might think these measures are designed to save the environment. But what if they're actually a massive eco-scam, a pretext to enrich a few while restricting your freedoms? Let me walk you through the facts and expose this large-scale manipulation. Let's start with low-emission zones. These so-called eco-friendly areas aim to reduce pollution in major cities by banning vehicles deemed too polluting. On paper, the idea seems noble. But in reality, who are the main victims of these measures? The working class. Take Lyon as an example, one of the first French cities to implement stringent LEZ restrictions. Since the introduction of these zones, thousands of suburban residents who rely on older cars to commute into the city have found themselves in a bind. Replacing a diesel or petrol vehicle over 10 years old with an electric car. Easy to suggest if you're financially secure. But for a family struggling to make ends meet, it's simply out of reach. The result? These citizens are excluded, forced to either drastically alter their routines or give up their jobs altogether. And what about small business owners? Think of plumbers, electricians, or delivery drivers whose livelihoods depend on their vehicles. In cities like Paris and Marseille, they're being pushed to replace their work vans with compliant models, costing tens of thousands of euros. Those who can't afford the transition? They shut down, leaving the market open for larger, wealthier corporations to dominate. Now let's talk about the critère sticker, the perfect example of a measure that claims to be ecological but serves other interests. This little decal, sold for a modest fee today, is just the beginning. For now, it categorizes vehicles based on their environmental impact. But tomorrow, imagine a system where these stickers become an annual fee, where penalties are imposed on lower-tier categories, and where only those wealthy enough to afford high-performing models gain access to city centers. A striking example comes from Germany. In major cities like Berlin, similar zones to France's LEZs have been established. The outcome? Motorists are forced to repurchase updated stickers whenever standards change, creating a lucrative market for ecological guilt. This model could easily be replicated in France. But the greatest paradox is that while these harsh rules are imposed on everyday drivers, the biggest polluters are ignored. Did you know that a single container ship emits as much CO2 as approximately 50 million cars annually? And yet, maritime and air transport face no comparable restrictions. Why? Because these industries are dominated by powerful lobbies that protect their interests at the expense of genuine ecological progress. What if LEZs and critère were just the first step? Today, they're banning polluting vehicles. But tomorrow, why not deny access to those who fail to meet other criteria? With a widespread use of surveillance cameras and facial recognition technology, imagine a system where every infraction against environmental or social norms is penalized in real time, directly debiting your bank account. Take China as an example, where a social credit system has already been implemented. Citizens are assigned a score based on their behavior. Those who don't comply with the rules face restricted freedoms, bans on travel, loan rejections, or even being barred from public services. With LEZs and critère, a similar system could emerge in the West, all under the guise of saving the planet. So, what's the takeaway? LEZs and the critère sticker might not be what they appear to be. Beneath their seemingly noble goals, these initiatives could very well be tools for enriching the few, controlling our lives, and restricting our freedoms. And you, how long will you accept these manipulations without questioning them? Dig deeper, ask questions, and refuse to be pawns in a game where decisions are made far from your interests. This was Lucien Erebus, the channel where we explore hidden truths and the conspiracies of our time. If this video made you think, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep uncovering the hidden faces of the world.